you for watching The Forum. I'm your host, Ashley Tate, here with my co-host, Christy Largent. And today we are going military, and we are talking with the VFW incoming commander, Jonathan Schuler, and Chief Financial Officer, Tammy Walker. So it's so good to have you guys here. And I mean, I guess the first question would be, what is the VFW?
So the VFW, the acronym is Veterans of Foreign Wars. And we're a non-profit, veteran-focused organization. It's really just veterans that are fighting to help other veterans, whether it be national level, state level, or local.
No, I was just going to say, how long has it been around, the VFW? We've heard about it forever. So it's a long-standing organization, and when did it get started?
Before the 1900s?
A long time ago.
On the website it actually says like 1899, so it was literally like right before the 1900s. And I mean, some of the things that you guys have done is like create the GI Bill, and what else do? You helped create the GI Bill. You did.
We push a lot of the legislative stuff that's veteran focused.
Okay.
So on top of the GI Bill, there's like the veteran cemeteries.
Yes.
We support
National Home.
Support the National Homes.
The National Home in
That
Eaton
helps.
Rapids, Michigan.
Okay.
And I've heard you've been involved with the Agent Orange litigation, like helping veterans get help for those who were exposed to the Agent Orange.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
really you kind of act as like an advocate for all the veterans.
Absolutely.
And so one of the things that we said before we were rolling is that you were saying that your vote is actually a big deal, just being a member?
Correct. So the way it happens is on the VFW, we have one representative, our national commander for the VFW, and when he goes to Capitol Hill and says that the VFW supports this legislation and these are the changes that we want to see happen for the veterans, he's got the backing of all the VFW members.
Oh, wow.
So just by being a member of the local VFW, whether you show up to meetings or not, your vote still counts at Capitol Hill. So
That's
you're
great.
a part of that change.
Yeah, that's good to know.
So Jonathan, how did you get involved with it? You're incoming commander, which I guess is the head honcho, Big Cheese.
For now. Well, I got out of the military in 2010, moved down to Reading from Washington State.
Okay.
My father-in-law brought me in, my ex-father-in-law brought me into the VFW to show me what it was, and I stayed away for a little while, and then last year in July I came in because I was looking for help myself. Met Miss Walker, they asked me to volunteer, help out, and it got me out of the house. I was homebound for a while. And so being around other veterans helped me come out of my shell and helped me want to give back to the community.
So what kind of activities do they have for veterans like you? So if you want to have, because I mean you guys are pretty young, this is not generally the face of the VFW. I have to say, being a veteran myself, I mean I have not seen a lot of young faces running organizations like this. So what types of activities do you guys have planned for, like how do they get you involved? What do they do?
What we had last year was our third annual WWCB, which is whiskey, wine, cigars, and brew. It's a fun adult thing for veterans to be a part of. It's a fundraiser. Last year we raised money for Kids to Camp and Books for Vets.
Great.
So we have two programs that we were raising money for, plus for our building.
Okay.
This year we'll be doing our fourth annual WWCB, and it's supposed to be a big one. We've got live bands, we've got distributors coming in.
Can anyone attend that? Is it open to the public?
It's an open to the public event.
All right.
It's at the
when is
Veterans
it?
Memorial.
July 16th.
Okay,
wow.
midsummer, and where is it
It
located?
starts at 2 o'clock at the Veterans Memorial Hall on Yuba Street.
Oh yeah, by the old post office downtown.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Whiskey
good.
tasting, wine tasting.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Some of the other events that we do is we team with Home Depot. They have what's called Team Depot. And so if there is a local veteran in need, let's say, for example, we just did a house where a lady, there was a disabled lady and she couldn't get in and out of the shower. And so Home Depot donated the time, the people, and the materials, and they partner with us because they're veterans. And they go and they rebuilt the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Gave her a bathtub that she could get into.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Another one, we rebuilt the porch for a guy, disabled vet who likes to sit out on his porch and just look out over the neighborhood. And so they rebuilt his porch and they put a captain's chair with an umbrella.
Oh, I
so
love
we have
it.
shade, yeah.
Now, how would someone that needs help like that, how do people find out about them and then refer them to you? How does that all get coordinated?
Well, they can just contact the VFW.
The actual vet themselves?
The Reading VFW, yeah, they
Anybody,
can come to us or Home Depot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Even if it's one of your family members who's a veteran that's too proud to ask for help, we can still take care of it.
And it does have to show that there's a financial need,
burden,
because this
right.
one, the veteran that got the new front porch, you would think it's something minute, but he was on the verge of getting kicked out because it wasn't a safe environment for him to live.
Wow.
So you're doing the fundraisers and you're doing the reach out efforts in the community, and then how are you attracting new members? Like, how are you working on growth and also letting veterans know that you're there to support and encourage them?
Well, I've been on a couple different committees or organizations throughout the county. I've met with like the VSOs, and I've sat on the board with CVAC, Shasta County Veterans Affiliated Council, and a few of the other organizations, and got to know all these people and realize we have such an amazing community here. And so while I was attending Shasta College or working at the VA clinic or working at EDD, I've done a lot of networking and just meeting people on the streets. It's just so easy to talk about how there's such a strong veteran community.
No, do you find that, because I know as a veteran, and I wasn't in conflict, but I mean, I find that people who come back from being in conflict or just being overseas and you've been deployed, you just go right back into regular life, or at least you try to.
Oh yeah, it's
And
hard.
so you don't, like when I came back, I never was looking, I was deployed to Germany for a year, and I never was looking for any help. I just went back to living. So how are you finding new people that are coming back from conflict zones that might actually need the help? I mean, where are all these people? I mean, we talk about them, but we don't know where they are, you know?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that we're finding them. I guess they're in a way finding us, whether it be through their friends or their family. Someone's like, hey, I've got friends at the VFW. I think you need to just come hang out and try it out.
Okay.
And usually there's a lot of resistance because once you're done with the military, they're like, I'm done with all of that.
Totally
But then
understand
they
that.
come in and see how awesome we are.
Yeah. They can see it today. Yeah, I mean, you guys
So like if they were to go to the VA for services, do you have information stuff at the VA that says come check out the VFW, or do they recommend you guys, or do you have any kind of a coordination going on there?
Do we have anything up there?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Well, look, they're getting marketing help right here. Look at this. That's fantastic.
We have recently started the social media thing.
Yes.
I mean, it's been there, but it's not been managed.
Right,
the way it
yeah.
should
We
be.
have Facebook.
We have Facebook.
Yeah, and it's listed under Reading VFW. What's it listed under?
On Facebook. What's it
On Facebook.
Reading VFW post 1934.
Okay, so it's post 1934. So
Yes,
if they just searched for
Reading
Reading VFW
What would they
or
find?
1934, it would come up.
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's a good start, because a lot of our younger vets do know about Facebook, and they are there. And I think for a while it's been a much older organization and they haven't been there. So I mean, it's very refreshing to see young faces as the faces of veterans, and fighting for being our advocates and all of that. So
Yes, ma'am.
We have such a supportive community here in the North State
do.
for veterans.
Oh,
Like, there's
absolutely.
always things, like my father-in-law's down at the veterans home in Anderson.
Nice.
He's getting amazing care.
That is an amazing place.
Like, put your name in now.
yeah, really.
Because you want to be there.
I'm still trying to figure out which wing I want to live in.
Well, they come in one wing and then they move to another and then they move to another. But the care is just superb. And so you have this kind of thing going on. Then you have a lot of people who are just passionate about helping veterans.
Yeah.
And everything from the Igo cemetery that happened. And so how are ways that people could get involved to help you guys and support you guys?
Yeah.
Everything's been pretty much word of mouth, or just happen to be at a lot of the events that we're at. So every quarter we're at the veterans home doing a barbecue for them.
That's great.
If anyone's ever curious, you guys should come down to the VFW first Saturday. So this Saturday we're doing
that's your
steak
meeting.
dinner. No,
Okay.
we have steak dinner.
Yeah, we do
Starts at 5 o'clock.
every first Saturday of the
Wow.
month we do a steak dinner.
Is that open to the public or just veterans?
It's open to the public. We have to sign in guests though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, she is being very modest because before we started recording, she was telling me about something awesome that you guys are trying to do, like get a new building.
Yes.
And they do need funding for that. So that's some way that you could obviously help. So tell us about that new building and what you're thinking about and what you need.
So right now we're a hole in the wall kind of dive bar kind of thing. And
which can sometimes be fun.
Yeah.
it is a lot of fun. But we are outgrowing our space.
Okay.
We've got over
Good,
300 members.
Oh, good.
It's
Over
closer-
300?
About 350 members.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And so we've got a lot of people that are asking, well, we should be able to do this activity. I want to do
Events.
painting. I want to do pool tournaments. It's like, oh gosh, what do we do?
Yeah.
So we need the space so that we can make it a one-stop shop.
Okay.
We want, we're in conversation with the Veterans Resource Center. Maybe Classic Cafe would like to join us so that we can feed our
Yeah.
guys that are coming in.
Yeah.
We may have a barber, so the guys could at
nice.
least get their haircut.
Yeah.
Look good, go to the Veterans Resource
Yeah.
Center down the hall and go get a job. Or
So that's so
whatever the
neat.
case
And
is.
so how could people find out more about you? What's the best way to find out about what you guys have going on? Do you have a website or just
Really, we're getting up to the technological age.
yeah, we're still
It's in
working on
process?
it. Yeah.
Is
So
there a phone number?
Facebook.
Is there a phone number they could call or just come on down?
Well, with the
remember the phone
VFW, we'll find it and we'll try to maybe put it at
Put
the
it
bottom.
on the screen, yeah.
But definitely Facebook, right? You guys are definitely on
Facebook,
there,
yeah,
and you
okay.
can message
Or
on
email.
Facebook. Okay.
We do have the email. It's what is it? ReadingVFW1934@yahoo.com.
Perfect.
That's easy.
I don't
Reading
know.
VFW 1934@yahoo.com. So that's an easy way to get in touch with you, because I know we have viewers that would want to support you guys and or join or have a family member that could use it. So thanks for coming on, you guys. VFW 1934 in Reading. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with the second half of our Veterans Show.
So we're back and we're speaking with the Women's Veterans Alliance, and we have the founder and president of, well, actually founder, right? Just founder for now.
Well, president too. Yeah,
Okay, founder and president, Melissa Washington. And then we also have Shaloma Wolske. Did I say that?
Wolske.
Wolske. I knew I was going to get that wrong. And she also works in Chico, right?
Yes.
And works with homeless veterans. And tell me your official title.
I work for Veterans Resource Center of Chico, and I'm the case manager
For the women's.
for just exactly
Okay.
VRC in,
Okay.
in Chico.
Okay.
We do homeless prevention and rapid rehousing.
And you're allowed to be part of this Women's Veterans Alliance through your business as well, too, right? Through
Right, my the company I work for is very supportive of women veterans,
That's awesome.
and so yes.
And where are you
Yes.
guys based out of? I'm sorry.
Yes, no, I'm just dying to know, what is the Women's
Yeah.
Veterans Alliance and how did you get started and where did you get the idea for it, and tell us all about it.
So with Women Veterans Alliance, I started this group last January. There was about 20 of us women that met at El Torito's in Sacramento.
I love it.
And it was just a community group because there was not a group out there specifically for women that have served or currently serving. So started this group, and it's pretty much, we've expanded. So our focus is to empower women that have served through career and professional development and mentorship and networking. Yeah, women veterans, we are so underserved in the community and even more so unrecognized in the community.
I will agree with that. So tell us about how it even got started. Like, tell us, I mean, like the idea and then El Torito's. Tell us all of that, like how you thought of this idea. and
Well,
what,
like I said, so there's the VFWs, there's American Legions,
Right.
there's all these other more the good old boy
Right.
organizations out there, but there wasn't anything specifically for women. Now there are women veteran support groups that are more focused on PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, and or military sexual trauma, which is also referred to as MST. But that's really wasn't what I was not looking for, and also too. Veterans were so looked upon with pity, and so what I want to do is really want to change the face of the way women veterans are looked at, that we are leaders in the community. We have great skills to offer, but also too, again, it's changing the face of the way the media portrays women veterans. We're not all G.I. Jane.
Yeah. Not at all.
We're not. some are.
Yeah.
But we're not all that. So,
Yeah.
but it's it's even more than that. It's bringing community and it's bringing camaraderie amongst women veterans. We need that connection. And it's very interesting. It's like our second meeting we had, and a woman came and she said, I thought I was the only woman veteran in Sacramento.
Oh. Well, now you're talking a lot about Sacramento, so where are your other chapters?
So I started it in Sacramento, which is our larger chapter, and then I got connected through Shaloma, and you could kind of tell the story how we got expanded into Chico.
So the vet center was looking for women drivers for MST victims, and I was like, we really need a women veterans group in Chico. And so the Cal Vet rep, Bobby Parks, put me in touch with Melissa, and then I went down to Sacramento and got to know Melissa and visited the organization and their meetings, and I was so inspired. I mean, to see a room of like 25, 30 women veterans ranging from Vietnam to current was amazing.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I mean, I do think when people talk about veterans, they are always surprised that there are actually a ton of women veterans out there. And so are you trying to make it kind of a networking group that will allow us to help each other get positions in jobs, or how to market ourselves, or like are you doing a little bit of all of that, or just focus on the social?
Absolutely. I mean, all of it. So each chapter has a Facebook group. So a lot of times, if women may not be able to actively get out to our chapter meetings, so it's an opportunity for them to say, "Hey, I need help with my VA benefits," or "Hey, we're looking to buy a house. Has anybody ever used their VA home loan guarantee?" Or a lot of times too, we find women that have served are also married to their husbands are veterans. So both Shaloma and I, our husbands are veterans too. So it's also understanding benefits. Also too, a lot of us women veterans end up becoming the caregivers.
Of course.
Whether it's the caregiver of our spouse or our father, most of the time that have served. So what are those benefits? So we want to be able to connect women directly with people that can help them with those resources. And so that way they have in a sense, a feeling of comfort, and especially too, if women have been traumatized in the military, they're more likely to talk to a woman, and even more so a woman veteran. I hate to say it, but a woman walking in to talk to an old guy from Vietnam or something that's grumpy that didn't serve with girls, I wouldn't want to talk to that if I was, So we're changing the face of that, and it's amazing how we're finding, or women are finding us and we're finding women and bringing them together in a sense, that camaraderie, and to utilize benefits that we've all earned to serve the country. I mean, we have played a part, and we continue to play a part in keeping America safe.
No, absolutely. So if someone wants to start their own Women's Veterans Alliance group in their town, do they just open up a website? Do they need to contact you?
They would contact me.
Okay.
And they would be able to open, a chapter. We love to start one here in Redding or Shasta County, because the closest one would be Chico. So with the formats of our meetings, and we love, and I'll have Shaloma share about the monthly meetings. So our monthly meetings are only open to women veterans, women that are currently serving active regard. So the women, you would have to have raised your hand and solemnly swore, blah, 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 to be able to go to our meetings. And the reason that we have that, because it changes the synergy of the meeting when you bring outsiders in.
Absolutely.
And women, we need this. So with that, so we have our chapter meetings and in Chico, and then we hold quarterly mix and mingles, because what I was finding was a lot of others wanted to come to our meetings. So I said, hey, let's throw mix and mingle so it's open to our guests, and we'll be having one in Chico too in July. As well.
Is there a fee to join?
So we are a membership-based organization. Fee is optional, but to get benefits and other things like that, there is a small fee that women have to pay each year. But Shaloma could share the chapter information for Chico.
So our Chico chapter, we meet the last Wednesday of the month, and we have a couple of really exciting things coming up. We're going to be honoring in August the World War II and Korean War female veterans.
Wow.
With a cake and tea thing, and we have baskets which the Greater Sacramento area helped collect for our unconference, and so we have like blankets and slippers and things that are kind of conducive to what women want, to pamper themselves.
Absolutely.
And so That's one of the things that we're doing, the mix and mingle. We're working on the details for that Melissa talked about, and just getting out there and going to events where veterans are at, and letting them know that, hey, we're a new organization in the community, and we would love for you to join. And even if they can't come to the Chico chapter, maybe they can participate in some of these events.
Right. Yeah.
So when is that Chico chapter meeting then?
The last Wednesday of every month. It's at the Chico Memorial Hall building at 554 Rio Lindo Avenue from 5 to 7 p.m.
All right.
Okay, in the evening. So if they're working during the day, they can come.
Absolutely.
In the evening, and they're welcome. And the only criterion is they have to have been a veteran.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But they can also be currently serving.
Currently serving or reserves. And
So I just want to say, I think just for the public, although this is a great resource for women, of course, like for the veterans to get together and socialize and all that, I think it's also a fantastic resource for the communities, because oftentimes there are lots of events that are looking for veterans to come and speak or be part of the event, and they don't have a lot of women that are showing up or that can speak or that have skills or what that they know of, and not enough of a pool to choose from. And then also for employers, I think this is huge. A lot of employers like to hire veterans.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of positions where women are, they fit the qualification better than a lot of men, and to have that backing has always been helpful to me, at least.
Oh,
to have
absolutely.
the backing of a veteran.
And that's what we do. We partner with a lot of companies as well for the recruiting, but also for a lot of companies, with the diversity and inclusion program. And we have a lot of women that are business owners that want to do business, whether it's with the government or with corporations. Well, let's get them connected, and that's something else that we're established. And actually, we have some good relationships established for women to be able to get, because they may not know how to do it.
Yeah.
And we want to help them get there where they need to be. And also too, so anyone watching, they can visit our website. It's womenveteransalliance.org.
Okay.
And it's got our information. They can contact us on the website as well.
Good. Womenveteransalliance.org. So that's easy and simple, and it also probably gives all the data of how to connect and how to
Absolutely.
get involved.
And like us on Facebook, follow us
That's
on
what I was
Twitter.
gonna ask.
We're out there in the
great.
social media world. And we find too, a lot of women may not be ready again to come out to events, but again, they can connect with us on social media and help them out.
What do you find is the biggest hindrance to women joining you, veterans joining? What have you heard in your feedback?
Well, probably the biggest thing is a lot of women don't identify themselves as veterans. I mean, that's probably one of our larger obstacles. Yeah, getting them, but having them identify themselves as veterans.
So elaborate on that. What do you mean?
So a lot of women feel that they're not a veteran. So if you gave somebody a form and said, are you a veteran or have you served in the military, you'll get more people that check the box, yes, have you served in the military, than are you a veteran.
Okay.
I will agree with that. My husband actually was the one that told me, they were like, oh, all the veterans stand up in the room, and I'm still sitting. He's like, stand up, you're a veteran.
I know, because
why do you think women don't think of themselves as veterans?
They haven't been to combat. They may not have served outside of the continental U.S. They may feel that because they may only did 2, 3, 4 years, somebody told them that they weren't a veteran. They weren't in Vietnam. I mean, it's
this. I have to say, this is a female thing for our viewers that are women. They know women minimize.
Absolutely.
We minimize our own, what we bring to the table.
Our own accomplishments always.
Yeah, and so it would make sense that women veterans would minimize their veteranness.
Well, they do.
Because we we minimize things that are like so unique and awesome, and yet it's because it's part of who we are. We don't see it as unique and awesome.
It's true.
Right? So I can imagine that exact same. It's just another form of minimizing.
You hit the nail on the head, and that's why when you come to our meetings, we're gonna empower you and inspire you, so you don't minimize that. So you don't just say, "Oh, I just did 2 years."
Right.
No, we're 1% of the population.
Right.
It's not just you did 2 years. You did more than 99% of people.
And it's not just. The word just is not a part of this conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm so glad you guys came on. Thank you so much. I know you want to know more, so go to the womenveteransalliance.org. Thank you so much for watching the forum. We loved being with you, and we'll see you again next week.